The first thing, let me ask you this.
Yep.
Do you remember the first thing you said to me today? The first question you asked me as it was Aaron Judge related?
It feels like 10 hours ago. I'm going to say no.
Okay, you said, Steiny, who do you blame?
Oh, that's a...
And I thought about it because it's a great question. I don't blame anybody. Like, I don't blame anybody. He made a decision.
Right.
He didn't pick the Giants. Okay. We're on to Cincinnati. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you...
Now, I'm not saying, so let's not examine it.
Yeah.
But, okay, that's where I'll start.
But can I go Monday morning quarterback?
Of course. That's yes.
Just a few minutes ago, and you said it well.
Yeah.
You said 10 for 400.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Like, I don't like the fact for Giant fans and whatever their plan was, if you want something so bad, you didn't overpay. That doesn't reek of thirst and desperation because you were. And what Dibs talked about, the McDonald's, the Wendy's, the other burger joints in your division are the business is booming.
Yeah.
So why did you come in as if he was yours? I thought they were going to wow him and make, you know what? Charlie Sheen, Chris Tucker, money talks, Steiny. So you just said it, but they didn't do it, allegedly. So to me, that like, you didn't go all the way then. Well,
you know what? It's interesting you brought that up, too, because, listen, the Warriors made one of the biggest free agent signings in the history of the NBA when they got Kevin Durant to come here. We've all heard about the Hamptons 5.
Yeah.
They went to the Hamptons to meet with him. What I kind of forget about the time, maybe other people can help me, is did the Warriors ever make a formal presentation to Durant where Lacob was a part of it and Myers was a part of it? I can't remember offhand if they were a part of the Hamptons thing or not, but that part, too, fascinates me. I got to believe Bob Myers, as the president of basketball operations of the Warriors, has been a part of a presentation before.
Okay.
What do those look like?
Yeah, no doubt. Can't wait.
But as for the presentation, or as for the blame game, you know, after taking a step back, I don't think he was coming. Yeah, I can't blame if I never. Well, if I'm looking back now and saying to myself, you know what, I don't think he was ever going to come. Now that I see how it played out, well, then it is hard to blame Farhan or the Giants.
Well, you know what? You said something, and that's where I'm at. What's plan B, Steiny?
Well, that's a good question.
Haniger, a perfect Giant. I'm no shade at him. I just think the announcement came at the most inopportune time because everybody's fixated on the big fish, the orca, and then you're talking about Haniger. But, you know, where do you go from here? And right now, 162 games of Giant baseball without Rodon, which I'll never understand why he's gone. And now everybody's, you know, lined up to try to get him. Like, again, I left here, and John Heyman, I know you were doing your job, but this will go down, and this will never be forgotten. I honestly left you yesterday and got in the car like, it's just a matter of time. It's about to happen. To where I called Joe Shasky last. I was going to call my day again.
Oh, boy.
I was going to call Joe. I called Joe Shasky because I just wanted to feel the warmth and the excitement. I said, and it started, you really think, not hello, you really think he's coming? I do. And I did. And you kind of did.
Don't put me in that.
Well, you left out during the break yesterday.
That.
You looked good. You said, I think it could happen.
I said, John Heyman's, here's John Heyman's tweet. Aaron Judge appears headed to the Giants. Appears? That's unusual for a reporter. I wonder why he phrased it. So,
appears.
But I mean, to me, I never knew if he was coming or not. I felt like there was a chance. Sure. Of course I thought there was a chance. Couple things. Because there's so many tentacles to this.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, like, is this a big deal? Yeah, okay, I thought he was coming. So what? Like, who cares?
No, yeah. But
what?
We were thinking he was going to leave the New York Yankees for this. And I love San Fran more than you do, or San Francisco. Dude, just crossing the Bay Bridge, looking at Treasure Island, just everything. The Golden Gate Bridge. I thought he was coming.
the one thing, and this is a generalization for sure, a monster generalization, but my experience with professional sports as a media guy has been the whole hometown thing.
Yeah.
It's always overblown.
Oh.
Very few times does a guy say, I want to go there to go home.
But what about that Time article, the Time magazine article?
Yeah, it goes to show you how families can have their ups and downs, and you can get mad, and you can think you write somebody off, but you know what? Because they're your family, you work it out, and that's what the Yankees did with Aaron Judge. 888-957-9570 is the number. Giants don't get Aaron Judge. Seemed like they had a shot, and that's why I said what I said a month or two ago. I'm not going to lie to you. Did it feel realistic? It felt so realistic that it's this devastating not to get him.
And that was your line. You almost felt like he left.
Why do you think? And because here's my number one question is, okay, why didn't he come to the Giants? Like, why didn't he sign with the Giants? Goo, why do you think Aaron Judge didn't sign with the Giants?
Because he was a MVP, the star, a superhero in the mecca of the sports world, and that's New York. For the most storied baseball team, one of them, the storied for me, and that was a big ask. They did it, and I know we're going to have Pavs on, but Steiny, when you go try to do something and get an elk or a buffalo, you got to go to 400 for me. I don't feel like they gave him enough to think about. Oh, huh? I was thinking about staying, but like that's what I wanted to. Come on, man. He doesn't belong to you. You got to do extra. That's why when you see ugly guys with the beautiful woman, they're spending. They're doing, vice versa. They're doing extra.
Let me just ask you a hypothetical.
That was bad, but you know what? You see it, you're like, how'd you do it?
Okay.
Car, house.
We all know that money. How much money would you have given him?
I swear.
What is the? Let me ask you. Okay. Would you, Guru? Let me tell you something. What if Judge said, "Tell you what, Giants, give me $500 million for 10 years. I'll come. Give me $50 million a year."
Wow.
Do you do it?
I don't know what they're. You asked me a question.
Yeah.
I would have did it, and I would have did it with the mindset of we're hemorrhaging. Fans are not coming. I'm tired of going to L.A. to play the Dodgers. I'm tired of going to San Diego and seeing these teams and these rosters and these lineups star-studded. Like, that's what the ideology behind the 500 would have been. This is a hell of a start. That's all.
There's also a part of it where, like, if you're the Giants and the highest bidder, like, it's unrealistic to think that the Yankees were offering $360. I know this is going to sound crazy. Yeah. And then the Giants come back and just say, "Tell you what, we'll give you $410." Like, I don't think anybody throws around $50 million like that. Whoa. Even if it's only $50 million to a big boy.
Well, I'll say this. Trey Turner, not Judge, just an awesome ball player. All reports, allegedly, he turned down way more money to not be a Padre to go back east. Yeah. But wouldn't you feel better if you're a Giant fan?
But that's a special.
Hey, we offered them $400 to $410.
Listen, that's a special city back there. Okay, they have the reputation of the city itself, which is a draw.
Santa Claus.
And you know what? Let's go there. Let's go there. Why didn't Judge sign with the Giants? Why does Trey Turner go to Philly? Maybe it's time to put the rat on the table.
Which is taxes.
And the rat on the table might literally be rats on the table.
Wow.
The city has become a dump in places. San Francisco does not have the reputation that it had when I moved here 33 years ago.
Man, oh, man.
It doesn't. My brother,
John.
Not proud of him.
Yeah.
That's Bob. Not proud of him. He's coming out to the Bay Area last year. Goes, hey, real quick, Is it safe for me to stay in San Francisco, or should I get right up to Napa and Sonoma?
Wow.
I'm like, what?
That hurts.
I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, you're downtown. I don't know about downtown. I hear it's a little shaky. I'm like, well, you're in a nice hotel, isn't it? But the point is,
no,
that was a thought of his coming from the East Coast.
Ask me why would you? Timing is just incredible. Last Friday, I'm watching our friend of the program, Stephen A. He was doing his NBA version of the Manning cast, and they were talking about the Warriors in San Francisco. And out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth, he says downtown San Francisco for him ain't a destination. And
it's
he
not.
was on the couch talking to Wilbon, but basically going Barkley with a less mayonnaise. I was like, are they people looking at the city like that now? Like
yes.
It ain't got that Lord.
Well,
that on the map.
I mean, I'm not. No, I'm not turning this into a bash San Francisco. I can just tell you my experience. I moved out here when I was 25 years old, and it was my dream to come to West Coast, to come to San Francisco. Came to San Francisco. It was just an unbelievable city, unbelievable area. Loved it. Man. I get it. I was 25 and less cynical, but. Yeah, my views have changed on the city and the Bay Area a little bit. Of course.
Man.
Am I as enamored with it? Man. No, I'm more critical of it.
I'm in a little denial.
I'm more critical of it.
But things have changed in the world, Stoney, especially, and it's affected. Yeah. I'll get off that. You know what I mean? I know what you mean.
So my point is, and that's why I'm not turning it into that. Yeah. Maybe that was who was the wife of the player that said the guy was from he's from another country, wasn't he? The Giants were thinking of signing him, and his wife said she didn't like the downtown San Francisco.
Okay, I got one more.
Anyway.
What about Mr. Johnson? You said it's bigger than Farhan, his politics.
Maybe. I don't know. Man. I mean, I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm asking, why didn't he sign with the Giants? Okay, I think there's a ton of reasons, obviously. But the
biggest one, Stoney, is New York is New York.
Probably.
He was never leaving.
I mean, clearly the hometown thing was a complete charade.
Because technically he was a Giant fan.
Okay, great.
No, that means something. That's what I bought into.
How much did it, here's where I'll be a jerk. Yeah, how much did it mean?
Enough to where the list was Giants and Yankees starting to get you on the list.
When I was a child, I thought like a child. He was 10 years old when he liked Rich O'Reilly. He's not going to let that guide hit the future.
But what about when he was
his professional future for the next decade?
Producer, remember he said, I want to be married, playing for the Giants.
Okay. People change.
But, dude, that was just in print.
It was in college, apparently.
No, those quotes were just in an article.
From 2010.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
No, I know.
Gotcha. Yeah. But the fact that those words came out of his mouth.
We're getting back to who to blame. I actually don't blame anybody. The other thing is, this has been a buildup. The Giants have not fared well in this kind of free agent environment. They just haven't.
So do we know if they were face-to-face to make a pitch because we don't know about the alleged video? Did they get in front of them?
I don't know. I would assume they did. But you know what's funny? Can anybody find something official that can verify there was a face-to-face between, let's just say, did Aaron Judge ever meet Buster Posey? I mean, I'm assuming he did.
I would hope so.
But if you're telling me there's something shady about that video, whether he was in San Francisco, whether he was not, was he staged it not, maybe I'm asking completely naive questions. But do we know for sure that he met with the Giants?
All I can say is allegedly, and I took that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I thought.
Let's go.